Tell us.
Live in 5. Are you ready to go live?
We're ready.
All right. And we're live.
We're live.
This is so fun.
Hey, y'all.
Welcome. We've been excited for this for a really long time.
So we can wait for a minute for people to join.
Yeah.
We got Keenan here.
Hello.
Are you yelling because you're not mic'd?
Shout out.
I'm not mic'd. Hello.
Shout out from the cheap seats in the back.
The cheap seats. The nosebleeds. There we go. Okay, we're live on the YouTubes for sure now.
This has been a big day for Jesse.
I mean, for all of us.
We're
There's
really
a whole
excited
team
to be here to
working
celebrate
make
with
this
you.
Happen. It's gonna be fun.
Everyday Magic is finally here.
Yes. And we're going to talk about cyanotypes and everything that you get in the box. So we're pretty excited. We're just waiting on Keenan to make sure all of the techie things are happening as you join us. And normally I have my phone with the little, with Keenan, can you tell us when there's questions and give a couple people some shout outs from us? Let us know who's here.
I'll be watching the chat. Ginger says, hi y'all. Marcy Clark says, hey.
Hey, Marcy.
Hey.
Welcome
Ginger.
back, Keenan.
Who said welcome back?
So Crystal, I can't say her last name. I'll put her out.
Oh, very nice. We give you permission to give Keenan a hard time.
Yes.
He'll
always
work on
give him a hard
his
time.
pronunciation.
As an announcement for the quality of tonight's live, the quality is saying, I'm being warned that it's marginal.
Marginal.
So if it's fuzzy,
Bear
Okay.
with us.
that's on our end.
Sorry, guys. We have been working on the strength of our internet here in Hamilton.
Also, do
Missouri.
you want to introduce yourself? Because I haven't introduced you.
Oh, this is Jerry.
Jerry Ann? No.
Jerry Ann?
Stop it.
Smith.
Smith.
I am Elizabeth Sharp. This is my first live, first time with you guys.
Welcome.
And thank you. Happy to be here. I help behind the scenes a lot with the team, just moving things, removing obstacles, and making things happen. So I'm really excited to be here with Jesse. This has been a big box and a big, I think, undertaking for her, for our product team, for our ops team, for our marketing team, for our production team.
Big team effort.
It was a huge team effort. Cyanotype has been something that I think has inspired all of us. Jessie has been gracious to share her creative process with us all.
Yeah,
And
so this is your first live, but it's not her first time to make art.
this is not my first time to make art, but I do think what sometimes making art has been scary, and Cyanotype is one that really got me over the hump to jump in and say, like, oh, I can do this. Like,
Okay.
this is something that's fun.
Give him a scale of 1 to 10 of your newbiness to art.
Well, I was in art as like a 3-year-old,
Yeah?
and I won like Best Student Award.
I did not know this.
I
This
did.
is news to me.
I think I did. My mom told me I did at least. And loved art growing up and haven't done it probably since elementary school or middle school, and walked through the doors in January and said, please embrace me, and you did with open arms. And
Yeah, there's a few times when Elizabeth would say, I'm not sure I can do that. And we say, yes, you can. Yes, you can. And she has not been shy about trying, and we love that.
I am not often shy. That is true. But y'all have been great, so thank you. And I'm excited to be here. I'm super pumped for Jessie to show you all of the cool things that she has for you in this box.
Okay, so should we just jump into it, Keenan? Are we,
Yes, we should. Let me
still in the
see if there's
marginal
any
situation?
Momentary questions. Looks like lots of hellos. You guys are doing great. Thanks for joining us tonight. Oh, that's from us. That's from last night.
Thanks, Hadley.
Welcome from Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
Love it.
Fine.
All
Okay.
right, now then we're ready to rock. We're ready to go.
Let's jump in.
All right, well, let's talk about what's in the box. What do you
Well, before we get in, I thought it would be cool if Jessie would give us a little intro to Cyanotype, because the process has been around for a long time, and she has done a lot of work into the background of what makes it special. So tell us a little.
Well, thanks.
Tidbit.
It was discovered in 1842 by,
Right?
No, not a girl. His name was John Frederick William Herschel.
Herschel.
I love
Herschel.
that. So if you're you know things about Herschel cameras, then you know that's related. Because it was blue, it didn't really it wasn't well received. You know, this beautiful Prussian color. They're the photographers at the time.
I love blue. I dressed for the occasion.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I love it. Yeah, so, but there was a girl, so good job, Keenan, knowing that there was a really talented female involved in this process.
Nailed it.
And her name was Anna Atkins. I want to make sure I gave her the right prompts. She made the first cyanotype, a book of plants called British Algae Cyanotype Impressions, which I think is so cool because she really did a lot of cool stuff with botanicals. Mm-hmm. And then this process really lent itself to blueprints and quick things with low technology that needed to happen as photography continued to progress and become all of these cool things. But what I think is interesting is that with all of the technology that we have now, there's kind of a resurgence of people wanting to do things the slower, more hands-on way. And I think it's just so fun. I mean, I can't even imagine what it would have been like to discover that these two chemicals, when you mix them together, become sunlight sensitive. Wouldn't that have just been so cool?
Yes. I think about it from a culinary perspective. Who would have known salt made anything better? Mm-hmm. Who would have ever thought when I put this chemical and this chemical together? It's wow, when bam bam.
They had to know some secrets.
They were wizards. This was so progressive. They had magic up their sleeve. Everyday magic, if you will.
It feels like magic. That's why I wanted to name this theme that. Okay, so what's next? Do we want to jump into the box now?
Yeah, I would love to see exactly what I will get when I unbox Everyday Magic.
All right, so let's get a top down, Keenan, and see what we have here. Okay, so I took the stuff out of the box, but you can open that if you want, and we'll just lay it out and then we'll talk about it.
Okay. First and foremost, you definitely get your art journal.
Yeah, the mixed media journal that I designed for us, the nice pages.
Tell us a little bit about these two chemicals, Jessie.
Okay, so these two chemicals, part A is potassium ferricyanide, and part B is ferric ammonium citrate. And they are shelf stable for a really long time, even when you get them, they're good. And then what you want to do when you first get them is put water in here and seal it shut and wait 24 hours for the chemicals to kind of do their thing. And then after 24 hours, they'll be ready.
Where do you put the water?
You open the cap up, add the water to the top. Don't let it go out.
Because these are dry,
yeah,
everyone.
There's just powder. Just
powder.
So you're not paying to ship water.
Nope.
You could add
dry powder, fill them with water to the top, sit 24 hours. So when the box comes, you make sure you prep your chemicals and then wait.
And then an important thing to know is that it's still shelf stable for a really long time after you add the water. So as long as they're not mixed together, they last for a really long time. So if you think it's going to be a minute before you jump in this box because you're still finishing up Thought Gardens or whatever other boxes, you're okay. Mm-hmm. And then once you mix the chemicals, they're good for a couple hours and then not good after that.
Sweet.
So you got to work quickly. But yeah, shelf stable for a while.
Okay, and then we're also giving you this little measuring cup. Mm-hmm. And what will you do with that, Jessie?
So these chemicals work in equal parts. So you just want to measure equal parts into our paint cup right here. So you're going to pour the same amount, and I just kind of go to the bottom line here because a little bit goes a long way. And I even marked mine with a marker so I could see better. So equal parts of that, you mix it together, and then it's ready to apply to your surface.
Awesome. So we're gonna also give these lovely folks some paper. Is that right?
It's fabulous paper.
Wonderful quality. We really have had a blast with the quality of this paper. So tell us a little bit about the paper that they will receive.
I tested a lot of different paper, and this one got the richest Prussian blue hue that I could get on all the paper that I tried. And then there was a couple of books that I read out there that also pointed to this paper, so I was like, okay, this is it. This is the paper that we want. It's 100% cotton, and what you want in a paper when you're making Cyanotype is something that's going to hold up to the water when we're rinsing it and all of that. And this paper holds up really well, and it's got a beautiful tone, white tone to it, which really like pushes our contrast of our photos, which I love.
Love it. So you will take this that is in the box, which is a flat brush.
Half inch, 1.5 inch.
And what will you do with this?
So once you mix the chemicals in here, here, I'll get a real cup over here. You're going to just knock off a little bit of the extra, and you're going to paint it onto your surface, one direction and then another direction. And don't worry, all of this is in the tutorials and education.
This is just a little preview.
Yeah, and so you're going to want to prep your paper, and we even have this really fabulous handout that tells you all about it, so you can follow it along, or you can find the video, whatever you want to do.
True.
So this is your kind of step-by-step guide in preparing your chemicals in paper. And then once you have your paper prepared, you're going to go put it in the dark and let it dry for a couple hours, and then you're ready to make an image. So it's a little bit of a process, but it's so easy.
It really is. And you can prep a ton of paper in advance, and then once, if you don't use it all, tell them about this guy that we've given them.
So this little bag is like light safe, you know, like it's like your own little portable dark room.
I love it.
So you can put your paper in there as long as it's already dry, and seal it up, and it will last for a good amount of time. Also, I prepped paper for today. I didn't bring it in here yet because it's light sensitive, so we'll have, if Keenan doesn't mind, we'll have him go get it when we're ready.
I grab paper all day.
Thanks.
Love it. Okay, so that's a little bit about the process, some of those supplies. We have some additional supplies too. So tell us a little bit about.
Okay, so Jacquard made this film marker, and it's a really opaque black, and it has a medium tip, and I like it because you can use it on your film transparency. So we have
which
a
is
sheet
also in the box
right here. And what's fun is not only can you make cyanotypes with botanicals or objects, you can also use a film transparency and draw on it to make images. And you also get some white, bleed-proof white in there. So, ooh, and you're sneaking the feather. The feather's sneaking out.
Bleed-proof white.
Yeah, so that's what this is right here. Not to be mixed up with our
Yes Paste.
Yes Paste. Slightly different colors. See that? So you can use this with a brush also on the transparency. So if you want a brush stroke and that kind of feeling, you have that option. Or if you want to try the marker, you have that option. I just want them to have options.
All the options. And you'll see, we'll get into the projects in the box and how you'll use all of these. We have a little bit of this guy.
Sunset Gold Lumiere, also by Jacquard. They have beautiful paints and pigments, and I just really thought gold was a nice accent to this thing.
Looks really good with the blue. What about this guy?
Okay, what's that say?
Hydrogen peroxide.
I mean, that's kind of a random thing to have in a box, right?
Why do we need this, Jesse?
Cleans cuts.
Well, I mean, yes, if you
Just in case you get hurt.
Yeah, you never know.
No, I mean, you probably already have this at home, but this is nice because we put it in a little dropper to make it easier for you to use, and you don't need a lot of it. But if you use it up, you can totally refill it with your hydrogen peroxide at home. It's the same kind of stuff. But what it does is it like speeds up the oxidation process for cyanotypes. So as when we rinse it and develop it, you'll see that blue hue, but over time, as oxygen keeps working on it, it'll get darker blue. But if you are impatient or you just want to see magic happen before your eyes, you can add a little bit of this and it will get darker faster.
I am impatient.
Oxidation.
No, it was an
a statement.
admission.
Oh, got it.
It was a confession, if you will. So the peroxide is for me. And then last but not least in the little bundle,
These little feathers. And they're really fun to print with. Let's see that guy over there. You can get some really delicate images with these, which I love.
they are really pretty.
I just wanted them to have a jump start on an object they could use, right?
I was super inspired by the feathers. I thought that the images came out really pretty.
Okay, so we have a couple other things. Can we move that?
Yes, I'll.
Careful with that. Let's see. You get a picture frame in your box. I left my negative in here already. I trimmed out a negative that comes in the box as well. And we're going to use this to keep our paper flat when we're printing with the negative, which is great. And then you could also frame one of your cyanotypes at the end if you like.
Really nice ad.
This is a little welcome letter from me for our friends who are new. And this is a negative that I created so that you can make photos with your cyanotype.
Very pretty.
And then the collage paper is one of my favorite things I get to design for my job. Love it. It's so fun. I can't believe this is my job. Let's get
Here,
this.
I'll put some things back in here.
Okay.
Keep going.
So I just wanted to have like a magical feel, and so this reminded me of a magical favorite movie. And it's kind of that time of year.
It really is.
Kind of embracing all things magic and a little spooky, you know. I always like to include some little sentiments that people can add in your journaling, and I always have it in a little typewriter font, so all of the things kind of mix and match. They're a jumping off point. So the prompts will give you some, just some cerebral things to think about. If you want to express some different things in your journal, you can pick one of these if it speaks to you, and you can pick one of the techniques and mix it and match it however you like.
Side note.
Yes.
Our internet is very poor. Our marginal has dropped to bad.
Okay.
Oh, no.
And our upload speed is 0.8 according to the tablet. So our live broadcast is currently paused on the other end. So you can take a beat, maybe 5 seconds.
Okay.
Oh, we should get our paper and get that prepared.
Okay, I'm gonna get the paper. I'm gonna turn one of our cameras off
Okay.
for now and see if that helps.
Okay.
Perfect. Thanks,
You want
Keenan.
paper on the top shelf, middle shelf,
It's
bottom
in the
shelf?
second and third drawer.
Second, third drawer.
Thanks,
you.
Keenan. Oh no.
Well,
We're doing great.
yeah. Well, and I think once the internet catches back up, if it paused, then whenever it comes back, they can like watch it after.
Right.
Maybe?
And Chris is still going to edit all of it together.
Okay,
And
cool.
we'll push it live.
Sweet. So I think we can keep talking, or do we pause? I don't know. I don't know.
We can pause and
No,
Catch
you're
up
not
for-
paused. You're
We're
still
not paused?
fully live.
Yay!
It's just gonna be,
It'll be laggy.
it'll be
oh,
laggy.
thanks, Keenan.
You're
Great.
welcome.
Okay, so this is what it looks like.
He's like, no.
We're still live. Okay,
We're
I'm
not
gonna
on break.
putting these face down because they're.
Would
know,
you like
light
to put them
sensitive.
in the foil bag?
Well, yes. Yes, I would. Well, I mean, unless you want to jump into demoing it.
Not yet.
Okay. Because we were talking about. What were we talking about? Y'all.
We're going to go through the prompts and then we're going to talk about the different techniques that we're
Yes.
going to share.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for keeping me.
Sensitive chemicals to how long you expose your prepared paper to light. There are so many variables that make each sunprint unique. This is something truly magical about seeing a photo develop right before your eyes as a way to seek and appreciate everyday magic. I can't wait.
I hope it just gives you a chance to slow down and be noticing the little things, right? Like, as I've, used my friends as guinea pigs to create with me, and then they have, like, totally had a good time doing it, we've all kind of noticed that, like, once we got in the habit of making these and kind of slowing down, you look at things a little differently. Like that butterfly that fell from the sky and was like landed in my hand, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I can make a cyanotype with this.
Everything becomes, and this is one of the reasons we really felt compelled to have this live time with you guys, because we wanted to make sure you saw the passion that we have for this, but also once you start, you almost can't stop making cyanotype. So we've put as many tools as we can in this box, and you will have so much fun with what is in here. But it's important for you to see that there is more that you will want to do, and there are other things that we have that we want to tell you about that are outside of the box that we don't want you to miss out on.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Because the
absolutely.
fun, it's only the beginning of the fun.
Yeah, so not only can you find little tiny things like that. I mean, I had my husband pull over because I saw these flowers on the side of the road, and I was like, we gotta get, I need that now. So that's part of the process, collecting botanicals. So right now, fall leaves would be great. So while you're waiting for the box, totally could be like collecting some things and looking for opportunities.
And in some places, it is fall and the leaves are falling. I just flew in today from Dallas. It is not fall in Dallas. It is hot. It is summer. It is still summer,
And it
and
may
will
be that
still
way
be
for
for a
a
long
little
time.
while. Yeah.
There are still flowers. So you can go wherever you are. Collect what you can.
Yes, and chipboards are great too. And I have a whole collection of chipboards that I love using and mixing and matching with all that stuff. So those are really fun.
And we'll show you some of our favorite ones. Okay, so I can't wait any longer. I have to make one.
All right, do you want to make one? And then we'll talk about all the extra goodies.
We want to show you guys exactly what it takes to make a cyanotype. Yes. I'm going to pull out a piece of paper.
Okay, so I'm going to get some chipboards out. So I just have a random collection of chipboards in here, but we can tell you what's what. If there's something you like, just give us a shout out. Keenan will tell us.
Yeah.
I will.
We're open to suggestions.
Yes. Okay,
So
let's put the paper I'm just gonna help you make one.
Okay, cool. I have really loved the chipboards that Jessie designed for this box. The stars, I think, are really beautiful.
Thanks.
So I have done stars. I'll show you guys what I made a few weeks ago. I really threw the kitchen sink at it, guys, because I couldn't stop once I started. So I've enjoyed the stars. I think this moth that you did is just really delicate and beautiful. Do a moth. This full moon, I don't know if y'all, I've seen so many, everything, all the planets in retrograde or whatever.
There's a lot of things happening.
Lots of things happening. So we'll put the full moon or planet or whatever anyone would like to, maybe.
Whatever you want it to be.
Maybe some little stars too on either side.
Yeah, I like that.
Do you like it?
Mm-hmm.
Jessie sometimes has to tell me when to stop because I will just keep going.
No, I've never told you to stop.
You've never told me to stop.
Never.
Sometimes someone should. We could do some little moons on the outside.
Yeah. I like it.
Does that look good?
Mm-hmm.
And then I need something for down here.
You can do one more star right there.
Oh yeah, that would look really good.
Okay, so it is in the evening time right now, so there's not a lot of sun for us, but we can cheat.
I really love to cheat.
Hey,
sorry.
I need this white box under my
So,
desk.
when Jessie was in the middle of developing the education for this box, she came to one of our meetings to share
Keep going.
some of the process improvements that she had come across. And one of them was finding this box that Amazon so graciously brought to her house, and how she adapted this to become a stand for a, what do you call this type of light?
A UV
A
lamp.
UV lamp, and how this setup can really help you from an expediency standpoint, create beautiful cyanotypes. You are more than welcome, and I fully embrace going outside, getting some sun yourself. Vitamin D is amazing, and doing all of this in the actual sun. Sometimes you just don't have time. We are busy these days. Setup, you can create at home and do just at your art station.
Okay, so I'm gonna put this right in the middle so they can see.
Okay.
Keenan, you can see that. And this box is 9 inches tall. I found that to be the optimal height for
9 inches.
using this lamp. And we're just going to, and I cut a hole in the top of my box so that it could work. And I am just going to click this on.
The lamp.
We're gonna let it go for 6-7 minutes. Let's do 6 minutes.
Now, the timing, the height, all of this is in the education and the tutorials that Jessie has made for you guys. I do want to tell you, our wonderful, wonderful product team has worked with Speedball. Sorry, I'm hitting the lamp. And can they see me too?
Now they can.
Thank you. We are selling these lamps also. Let me tell you, I'm buying one of these guys. I will also be going outside, but these lamps will be your best friend. Get your Amazon box, or maybe the box that the products all come in. 9 inches from the table, cut your little hole the size of the lamp, and then you set your lamp on top, just like Jessie did. This is amazing. This is gonna be your best friend.
Well, the thing I like about it, besides the fact that your sun might change during different seasons, my time to create after work is after my kids are in bed. And so I had a little setup in my room after they went in bed where I could keep making. And so it just helps for that, like if you're wanting to keep going, because it's addictive. And I was like, I can't wait for the sun to come up to make another one.
And sometimes your best ideas come and the sun it may be raining outside, or it may be not optimal.
It's reasonably priced.
It is super reasonably priced.
And it works great. I saw a few people online talk about UV lamps and trying that out with this. And there's UV lamps for different purposes, and some of them don't work super great. So I found
tested
one
a few
that I feel great about, and I've been using this one, and I like it a lot. So did a little bit of the work for you.
Speedball, great company. This is their UV lamp. It's on the website. It is on the Everyday Magic landing page. If you scroll to the bottom, you can pick it up, add it to your cart.
Yeah, some people use it for screen printing. It's great for that too, but it's perfect for cyanotypes.
You saw I really do love Jesse's chipboards. There are other chipboards because I used more than half of the chips on the board, and then that will be the one cyanotype that I'm making just now in this 6 minutes.
Where's the one that you made before? So here's something I made with I'm gonna put this on top so they can see it. Can they see that, Kenan?
I'll pick that up.
This was our first cyanotype, y'all.
I really like to do lots of chipboards, guys. Lots.
I had multiple
Right, Kenan?
packs.
That's nice.
Lots of chipboards.
I had multiple packs out, so she
Right.
used more than what comes in one pack. That was
Just
her
like to
saying
fill
that.
the page. And then I also use some foliage from here locally in Hamilton.
Oh yeah, that makes me think of Lauren's.
I did.
Grass.
Well, it was picked for me, but
Lauren, a team member
our
with us,
photographer and digital producer, her
Not
composition left some more space than mine, but it was beautiful.
beautiful. And
She did a really good job.
We all made it as a team, and it was really fun to like make art with.
All together.
Yeah.
So, we have some additional chipboards on the site that you may also want to pick up, and I wanted to show you guys while we had you here and while we were waiting for my cyanotype to be under the light. So, here are some of our, sorry. Oh, my head.
Yes.
Okay.
Danger zone.
I've hit that camera so many times.
So in your box, you are gonna get 4 or so white feathers that are natural. They're ethically sourced,
it might be 2.
maybe 2. They're really pretty. We also have on the site these Dina Wakley feather, I think they're called feather, chipboards.
Oh, cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I really like those. I use them on my cyanotype right here.
Chipboard?
Yeah, this one in the middle is from a chipboard.
Clear that.
I know. These chipboards really show up nicely. Dina Wakley also makes these. They have they're some really cool words. Speak out, limitless, you do you, breathe in, look up. These are really great statements. Very pretty. Some different statements that you can use. These chipboards, I think you may have an example of these that we use. There's
Oh yeah, it's in that frame right there.
some nature elements. So there's a bird, there are a few birds, there's a beetle, there's a butterfly. These are really cool animals that would go great alongside
Flying things. They're all flying.
flying things. These work really well alongside of Jesse's chipboard from a subject standpoint.
Some of them, are a bigger scale. So if you're working on a small paper, just think about that. But they work in the journal and the larger paper.
For sure. And then these are definitely a little larger, but very beautiful female figures. We also have a few on the site. We don't have a ton, but we have a few male figures if you would like to check those out. I think they're right here.
Yeah, and there's some more. Oh, you got them already.
Yeah.
I didn't see her.
Some male. So we have male and female. These are actually both female, but we have male and female figures on the site if you want to take a look. And then we just have, remind me what these are called?
Oh,
Just
these
the
are
heads?
profiles.
Profiles.
And we did a profile stencil for Thought Gardens, and these chipboards kind of complement that. And I think
For
I showed
sure.
them before. But yeah, so if you already have those, these are really great for cyanotypes.
Check them out. You will want probably at least 1 or 2 more
It's our timer for the cyanotype.
stencils because as you will see, this is just one stencil, or sorry, chipboard. You will want more.
Okay, you ready for the reveal?
Yes.
Yes. been dying.
Okay.
I really like this one that I did.
So take
This-
your
I
shapes.
think
I'll
this
see
is
it
one of
turn
my-
blue.
This is one of my better ones. Okay, so let me put them back in here.
Sure. You're so organized.
I really don't want to lose them. So you'll see they've left a little outline.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so when you brush on the chemicals, it's kind of like a bright light green, and then once it exposes, it gets darker. So everywhere that we blocked out the light will be white on your paper, and everywhere we didn't block out the white will be blue. So the way that we developed this is we wash it in water, and we were going to set up a camera, but I'm not sure with our marginal internet if that's possible. Keenan, can you rinse this for us while we talk?
I'll rinse it for you, and while I'm over there, I'll try and...
Cool.
So the key to making this spectacular, Keenan, is that you rinse it for 5 minutes. That makes sure all the particulates in those areas wash away, so you get a really nice crisp white like this.
Got it.
And I give you lots of tips on that in the education, but that is my
5
advice.
minutes, BRB.
Thanks,
you.
Keenan. So while Keenan is doing that, you'll be able to see him hopefully, because he's going to swap some. He's just so great at doing the cameras. So thankful
He's
for
doing
Keenan.
all the things
He's
today.
so wonderful. We're going to keep going with some of the things on the site that you may also want to check out.
Yeah, because in the past, I've kind of talked about it like after the fact or during a lanyard later on as an add-on. And I thought for this one, it might be fun if you knew what there was there and if you wanted
For
to
sure.
have it all together when you start the process.
Because it just, once you do one, you're going to be grabbing, you're going to want to grab for other supplies. So here, tell them a little bit about
So stay tuned for maybe some extra education later, bonus education.
maybe a teaser.
Yes, using these fabric sheets. So the fun thing about this is it's already pre-treated, so you don't have to use your chemicals and wait. It's ready to go, and it's in a foil bag just like we have in here.
Yep.
So it's going to keep it ready until you use it, and then you can get creative about what you want to do with fabric. Now I've been trying out adding a little bit of these fabric elements and cyanotypes in my art journal, so I'll show that later. But I just think it's kind of a fun, like I like to push mixed media boundaries, right? Like I like to just push it. So these are fun to play with, and the fabric is really nice quality. And I think we're going to be having them in a 10-pack and possibly a 30-pack.
I can't remember. There may
Okay,
be more,
well,
but
there's
right now there's definitely
10-pack.
on the site, and you would do cyanotype on fabric just like you would on paper,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Okay, cool. And then we also have in the box, you get one sheet of this film, transparent film, but one can only go so far. I like to draw lots of on the film with my film marker. You might want some more.
So the other neat thing about this is that it says right here, transparent film for inkjet printers. So you can print your own negatives on this too.
This has been a huge plus to the box. So Jessie shared, I wonder if we can get a little clean space here. She has created 3 negatives for the projects that you can use, but you may have photos of your family, photos of your friends. I have just the cutest dog in all of America. His name is Merle.
We all know about
Merle would make the most adorable negative and cyanotype. I would definitely want to make my own negative, and I could do that with my inkjet printer as long as I picked up a package of this paper or this film, and there are instructions from Jessie on how to make your own negative. There is a site that we will send you to help you do that as well.
Yeah,
and
that'll probably be bonus education.
for sure. And then we'll go from there.
Yeah.
Negatives are great. So
these bottles are what you get to kind of sample cyanotypes, but if you get addicted like I did, you're gonna probably want the big.
how long do you think that would, how many pieces of
I
paper?
made so many prints with this. Like I used up all of my paper in the box, and I still had some
Okay.
left over.
So
So this lasts for a long time.
if by chance you are a mega cyanotype maker, we have more chemicals. So just make sure, here's a side-by-side comparison. You get the little guys in the box, if you are like, nope, I'm definitely in on this, I'm gonna be making 2 packages of paper, you may wanna check out the larger size chemicals, also available on the site. They come, again, in powder, fill them up with water, shelf stable, they'll last forever.
Yes.
Probably not forever, but for a very long time.
One little weird thing that might happen, I had one for like a year, and it just kind of got a little goopy, and I sifted it, and it still worked. It still worked great.
I love it. This stuff is really great. Thank you. This is from Jacquard, right?
Yes.
Thank you, Jacquard. If your marker tip, film marker, if you are hard on your markers, I press down really hard. I write a lot. We are also selling extra film markers. You will get one in your box. If you want to pick up another one, we have them on the site. Check them out. We are also selling extra of the, not of this gold. I don't know that the gold is on the site. This will come in your box, but we do have a little bit left from a project that you had done.
Oh, yeah.
From Jacquard, Lumiere metallic silver. Silver also looks really pretty with the cyanotype blue. It is metallic acrylic silver. If you search that on the site, you will definitely be able to find it. I think you use a paintbrush for that one. Mm-hmm. You use a paintbrush for this too.
Yes. So when I was trying to do the little details, I used a round 2, and I haven't used a round 2 a lot. So my friends that have been here along for the ride have known my go-to is round 8. So I just wanted to mention a couple of tools that you might want to have on hand in addition to your supplies for the box. And like I said, if you've been here a while, you already got all the things. But if you're just starting out, or you're thinking like, you want to get this for a gift for someone, a couple of extra things that would be nice to have is a butcher tray. If you you can see,
should we tell Keenan to come back?
Keenan, he set a timer, so he's going to do that for 5 minutes because I gave him that instruction. Okay. But it's looking good.
Really
he's ready. All right, thanks, Keenan.
That looks great.
So I like to rinse mine in a butcher tray. So a butcher tray is nice to have. I like to use it for my paint and just all the things. So that's nice to have. A craft knife is great. This is my favorite one because it doesn't slip in my hand and it stores extra blades in the back there. I love it! Look at that!
Thank you.
Here, let's put it right in the butcher tray since it's wet. Okay. And these you'll want to hang to dry whenever they're done processing. That was so good. And I wasn't watching, did you put any peroxide on it, or is this just straight?
Negative Ghost Rider.
Well, I wonder. I mean, you're supposed to do this while you're rinsing with water, but I just want to see it. Look at that!
Oh, look, and you can see how much darker.
So that's just oxidizing it. So we'll give him that to rinse it again really fast. I just wanted you to see that.
I don't think I've seen that.
Isn't that cool?
This is why when you're impatient.
Okay. So yeah, peroxide. You can refill your bottle with more peroxide. X-Acto. I like to use scissors to trim out my negatives because I already learned that putting my negative on a surface and cutting with my X-Acto, it picked up what was on the bottom. So you're gonna be careful with that. But yeah, round 6, round 8, whatever you got around, and then I like the round 2 for just the little details in the leaf on the image that I was painting.
Thank you.
Always have a big tub of Yes Paste, but you got plenty of Yes Paste in your box for now. And it also came with gloves. If you're, concerned, you can use gloves. I haven't really used them a ton because I use this to rinse with. Mm-hmm. But if you don't have that, or you want to use your hands, you can have some gloves too.
We did want to share with you guys, Jessie has done, I wanted to share because it has inspired me. Jessie has done some really beautiful cyanotypes while creating the box. And so I wanted her to share some of her personal work with you while you're getting excited to create your own.
Yeah, it's been a crazy year for me, and good things and unexpected things have happened, and art has always helped me process my feelings and give me energy for the rest of my life and give me meaning and ways to be thinking in a different way. And Cyanotype has really provided that for me. And y'all, I started making them and I couldn't stop. I have so many Cyanotypes. I'm gonna have to get them out there in the world. I loved doing botanicals and had a good time doing that. And I started experimenting on bigger paper. So the one behind us, you can see I was
can
doing
get out of the
that,
way.
and I was adding other things to it and having a great time with that. I really like this simple silhouette of these ones, and I had a good time collecting botanicals that way and arranging them in different ways. I found a feather in New Mexico when I was visiting family, and we, as a family, made some cyanotypes together, and it was a really meaningful way for all of us to come together. We were camping, and I didn't think about it when I brought the fabric with me because it was already ready to go. And we found some flowers, and we put them all on the fabric, and we just washed them in the creek. I mean, it was just like this nature, really cool experience, and I was so grateful to have that memory from that trip, and you know, having that time with my family together. And like, I should have brought that one, but it was really cool. And I think anybody can do this. That was what was fun about doing it with my family, is because they think I'm just like this talented artist, and I'm always telling them like, no, I just spend a lot of time doing it, and it's just about practice, like really. And they got alongside with me and made some, and it was just fun. It was fun to come together. So if there's friends or family members that you want to get creative with, and maybe they haven't been like all in on like full on painting with you, this is something that you can get everybody involved in, and it's really meaningful, and I've had so much fun like doing that. This one's one of my favorites because I put the chipboard in there, but then I mixed up like botanicals in there. So you can really have a lot of fun like playing with different compositions. And the thing is, it's like, if you don't like it, make another one, right? Like, it's just paper, and you can keep going. So if you prepare a bunch of paper at once, like, you can just get crazy.
Right.
And then I think I told that a little bit. I talked a little bit about that butterfly, but I'm going to talk about that for one more second. Here's some more random. I have so many.
They're so pretty.
So many.
They're so pretty.
Yeah. So this is a feather I found, and I was really excited about it. And I still remember the day that I found it and how I was feeling, and that was really cool. This is just an antique bottle that I found in a store that I thought, I wonder if this silhouette would like show up, you know? And I just found some baby's breath and threw that in and got like an image. And this is on a tag, so I mean, this isn't like your super uber nice paper, but it still works. So you can experiment with paper as well.
Yeah.
You could try different color papers, like, and you'll get a whole different thing. This, we can kind of end on this one. I love this one. So I was having a day, and I was walking across the street here in Hamilton, and I was looking down while I was walking across the crosswalk, and then this butterfly started spinning down in front of me, and I was like, whoa, what's going on, buddy? And and I thought it was just flying around me, right? Like, so anyway, I held out my hands, and it fell right into my hands, and it was fluttering, and then it stopped, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, this literally just landed in my hands. Like, wow. It was just like, I don't know, like a message from the universe. That was just like
Sent to
a
you.
beautiful, like, you know, thing. So anyway, I made a cyanotype with it.
And it's so beautiful.
Yeah, and it had a little bit of a broken wing, but you can still see its antennas and everything, and I just thought it was a cool way to like capture that memory. And that's what I love about cyanotypes and the whole magic of this process. You get to be like a mad scientist, and you get to be creative, and you get fast results. Like, it's so fun.
And this is just step one. So you can take, once this dries, Jesse's all of the tutorial that she has prepared for you, it's taking this and putting it in your art journal and creating around it and really bringing it to life. So before we go, Jesse, I want to make sure you are able to share, in addition to the box, what are your must-haves? Like, what are the things that you want people to know really will enhance their creativity?
You got to start collecting like things, right? And if it's like a glass bottle like this, or botanicals, or if you're really excited about your chipboard collection that you already have, like, go sift through that, look at what you have. Try to find things that are going to make meaning for you, and whatever that is going to like tell your story, right? Everyone has a different story, and everyone has a different way of sharing that story. And so, like, for this one, we just collected stuff around the house, but then we added those stars to it. So chipboards are really great. Yeah, I mean, that's probably my favorite add-on, honestly.
The chipboards,
Yeah.
for sure. Take a look at those. My favorite is the lamp.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you will be able
you
to
have a crazy
stop
schedule.
when the sun goes down. You must keep going. I think there's a song about that.
The show
So-
must
So show must go on.
Is
So
our Keenan, is our internet good enough for us to see any questions or answer anything live? Because that's like the cool thing about being here live is hanging out with them.
Yeah, I have internet good enough to see some questions.
Okay, let's hear it.
If anyone's got questions,
now is the time.
Okay.
Let me look. Because Hadley's been all over it too while I've been running around.
Thank you,
We love
Hadley.
Yeah, she's been answering all the questions.
Okay. Well, my favorite thing about this, like, you know, we ramp up, we work as a team, we make all this happen, and then we put it out in the world, and it's like so cool to see what you make. And I know there's going to be a minute before your box actually gets there. It's a pre-sale.
We're working really hard. The boxes will ship early. I don't know if we have the date on the page. There's boxes should start shipping the first week of October. So know that it is not the long delay that some of the boxes have had. They should start shipping the first week of October.
Yeah, so that gets you a little time to collect some things and be thinking about what you want to do and look over, you know, any of the extra things that you're thinking that you want. Yeah, and my favorite thing is to see what you make, and I love it when you share what you make. So, and if you're finishing at the Thought Gardens, we love seeing that. And if you haven't, you'll know what we're talking about. I have a couple other boxes out there that you can check out, and you can see what we make in our Facebook group, which is Let's Make Art Journals on Facebook, and you can also use the hashtag on Instagram to search what people have been making with us. We just have the most fabulous community, and I think Elizabeth, when I first started doing this, I was super nervous, and this was new for me, and like I have felt supported by our community and them cheering me on and doing something new just as much as we've cheered them on, like making art. And I'm just so grateful to be here, and I feel privileged that I get to make art, and this is my job. Like, it's crazy.
It's pretty cool.
So thanks so much for joining us. Do you have any more questions, Keenan?
Would shells work? That's all I
Yes.
Oh, that would be super
Yes.
I
cool.
might have to repeat the question.
So
I'm
Keenan
like-
asked, would shells work? Yes. And one of my friends actually took some of the fabric to the beach, and they had seaweed on there. They had crabs they threw on there, and you could see their little pinchers and everything, like the outline of it. It was so cool. So yeah, I mean, you can get really creative, and it's fun to take the fabric to the beach or to a creek or something like that, because you just
That's awesome.
throw it on there and then rinse it off.
Jesse, do you have any sneak peeks of the projects in the box?
Oh yeah, we talked a little bit about these. See, these are some
Do you
of the
want to
projects.
show these guys?
Yeah.
Well,
that's
this is the, yeah, go,
Yeah.
you can show it there.
So this is one that we're going to do called Photograms, where we put the objects on and we accent it with gold. This one is drawing on the film and then adding some of the chipboards on there and just having fun with the collage paper and layering that, which is like, I love doing that. And then this is the one making a negative and then continuing on with our gold. You can use the paper like this, and I think this is nice because if you're scared, like warm up with that. I gave you lots of warm-ups in the additional
warm-ups are
education.
good.
And then you can like work your way up to like, you know, putting the cyanotype on your journal. But don't be scared. Like, it's just paper, and you know, as always, if we're not precious, we're having a good time. And I just love cyanotypes. I can't wait for you to get the box.
Nice. That's all I got. Oh,
Okay.
if you use sunlight, how long does it take roughly? Is it
Okay, so I give
time?
you a whole video on that because different amounts of sun may give you a different exposure time. So we will work together on figuring out your exposure time.
Can you overexpose it?
Well, once it gets to the darkest blue, it's not going to get any bluer.
Got it.
So there's that.
So if you're sitting out in the sun for too long, you're not going to get, you know, too baked.
No, and I didn't
Never.
bring it with me, but when we make the strip of paper where we try different exposure times, once you hit a certain threshold, it doesn't get any darker. So it's like, you know, with the UV lamp, it's like 7 minutes or something. You could do 7 minutes or like 20 minutes, and it's still the same blue. So when you're working with the sun outside of whatever your conditions are, then you'll know that way. I'll teach you.
Sweet.
Okay.
Thanks so much for joining us
Thank
live.
This was so fun. We can't wait for the box to be in your hands. If you have questions, don't hesitate to reach out to our team. We're always here to answer. And have a great rest of your night.
Thanks, Keenan, for watching our cyanotype and making all this happen with all the technical things.
You're
We'll see you
welcome.
next